Alrighty, so my topic was male juveniles between the ages of 15 to 17 years old are abusing marijuana and are violent with guns. For my 5 variables, I decided to go with gender, age, offense, history with the system, and their home lives. I decided to start with gender of my variables um, just because it felt like a key component to figuring out um, what I was going to be studying. I decided to choose attributes that provided more in-depth details as to the type of male that I wanted to research. When I was thinking of a gender, I decided to focus more on males because males make up most of the criminal justice system. Typically, when you think of males, your mind goes to their strength and their masculinity. Age was my second variable, and it plays a key factor in the rest of them. When it comes to the criminal justice system, you have juveniles and then you have your adult offenders. I chose to mainly focus on juvenile side of the offenders, which led me to focus on the males that were between 15 to 17 years old. Normally, people who are in between the ages of 15 and 17 years old are beginning their first year or two of high school. After focusing on the males between the ages of 15 and 17 years old, I decided what offenses I wanted to research. I used my personal experience when deciding to focus on the marijuana abuse and gun violence. My high school in my hometown was very overran with kids abusing marijuana, and some days kids would even bring guns to my school. But then I decided to focus on the history with the system, or focus on their history with the system. Most people that are in the criminal justice system are reoffenders. So when considering variables, I wanted to focus on those who have a history with the criminal justice system. This means that they must have prior convictions, but they must also be convictions involving marijuana abuse and gun violence. When juveniles get charged, sometimes they go to the juvenile detention centers, and I want to target the reoffenders who have spent time in these detention centers. Lastly, I decided to focus on their home lives. I thought about how people's home life can have the biggest effect on people being deviant and causing them to enter the criminal justice system. I wanted to follow on my subject of having siblings because when you have siblings, you typically don't get as much attention as you would if you were the only child. But even more in depth, I want my subject, my male between the age of 15 and 17 years old, to be the youngest child in that family. Being the youngest typically makes your parents less hard on you just because they've already had 2 kids that they put a lot of their focus into. We need to focus on the children having both parents in their lives because sometimes if you only have one parent, you can get side effects of depression and abandonment issues. With this, I decided that parents should be involved in the lives because there's so many different side effects that can occur due to the parents not being involved. And yes, that was something that I wanted to focus on, but in this specific part of my study, I wanted both parents to be involved. And then more in depth, I mean, I want them to be involved just a little bit with the child. So like the parents don't even have to be together or living in the same house, but as long as somewhere along the road, like both of the parents are involved with them. Thank you.